going on, guys? What's going on? What's going on? What's happening? Welcome back to In the Cut with OG Ush, your boy. In the Cut. What's up? We're getting right into this one. Come on in. Come on down. Right? Come on down now. Settle in. And let's get comfy. Welcome. 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 Thanks, family, for coming through. Thank you so much. We got a little episode. This is episode 3. We're talking about today. Title is called Trouble in Paradise. Trouble in Paradise. Now, well, before we start, I just want you to check out my digs. This is the another set. This is my bedroom setting. Um, so I'm going to record it here. I guess I have it. Excuse me, sorry. I haven't used my LED lights in a while, so I said, well, let me put on the LED lights or whatnot, and give a different vibe or whatnot. I got on my little Rasta hat thing going on today. I'm gonna have dreads one day, but yeah, okay. Trouble in Paradise. Trouble in Paradise. For y'all that are not local and that live overseas, I live in Bermuda, the wonderful, wonderful, wonderful country, of Bermuda. World. We're going to say world because we have this saying on her is Bermuda is another world. Okay? So, yeah, I would definitely give it the title. I would definitely give it that title. So, yeah, Bermuda is another world. But we have trouble in paradise. And what I mean by that, we're going to talk about, first of all, the state of our island and what it's in right now. Well, just period, you know. Uh, Recently, we've had some unfortunate deaths. Two young men were killed through gun violence, and my condolences go out to the family members of both those families and anybody else that was hurt, friends, acquaintances, wives, girlfriends, and stuff like that that were struck by this tragedy. You know, also the traffic accidents and things are a number that's been skyrocketed as well in the island. It's just a lot's been happening between that and between COVID with this Delta variant. It's kind of dissipated from Bermuda as of now, but when it first hit, it's had a slow stop and she worked right up, and it was a lot of people just going left, right, left and right, and it was crazy. Old people, young people, middle aged people, and it was just between that, the increase in traffic road fatalities and gang violence stuff, it's been very stressful for the island. We're only 21 square miles long, and pretty much everybody knows everybody, so we're like one big family, even though we don't act like it sometimes. But then again, families fight and fuss sometimes and don't agree, we disagree and stuff like that, so I can't really say that we're like one big family. So I think that right now the time is it's a lot of reflection going on. I think it needs to be a lot of reflection going on as far as reevaluating our how we run our lives, how we live our lives, how we um, go about our lives, and just kind of like making a difference. As far as you come in contact with somebody that you know might be into this, or they might speed a lot, or drive reckless, just kind of not that no one does it, that we don't do it already, but just kind of give an extra little concern, and maybe take extra precautions to like going about talking to the person to just kind of get through to them a little bit, whatever. So, you never know if you're going to save a life that day, or what you say. So sometimes, especially if you feel like you want to say something to somebody that you feel it might be lame to say or the responsible thing to say. This is 2021 and responsibility is on fleek. Okay, no longer is neglecting your responsibilities is looked at as cool and stuff like that. That is just for the birds. Being responsible, being an adult, being you know accountable for yourself, and also trying to be accountable or helping to be accountable for others. It's a big look. It's a big look. And if you ain't doing it, get on the train, boo. It's a big look. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna move right on with that. From the state of Ireland, that's pretty much what it's in right now. And what I wanna go into next is pretty much talk about our youth and how and why for generations it's drastically changed to now. You understand? And your parents, your grandparents, and stuff like that. We didn't have you didn't have a lot of choices. There wasn't. This is and ladies and gentlemen, this is just my opinion and my view on this based on experiences talking to elders, talking to co-workers, and guys. Well, back in my day, you know, different things like that. This is a collaboration of information and experiences that I have gathered, and my observations and my own experiences that I have gathered in my life so far in all my 35 years. So this is my observations and all of that stuff like that. This is bothering me on um on this. So it's strictly my opinion. So I don't want anyone to be like, I don't know what I'm talking about, stuff like that. I mean, it's your opinion too to say that, but I'm just saying, this is just my opinion, guys. Okay. So in my opinion, as far as the youth go, it's been a drastic change because it's the way of the times. Generation after generation, one is supposed to get smarter and smarter and smarter, right? And that doesn't necessarily mean the fact that you're gonna get smarter and or you can be smarter and better in ways from your ancestors or your parents or grandparents or great grandparents without having to without having to be exactly like them. You know what I mean? Like for fun, when these lot were coming up, you know, they said, oh, well, they played tops and they played marbles and they played maybe girls did jump rope or guys rode bicycles or they packed race and all kinds of things like that. Or some people just went outside, they climbed a tree, man, and they was happy. You could go outside back in the day, boo, and break off a stick and shake it at a bloody lizard, and you're having the time of your life. You know what I mean? So, I was one of them. I was one of them. I'm not gonna lie. I was one of them. I was one of them. You couldn't get me to come inside, right? But each generation changed, especially when technology came into play. Now, technology is something that's, to me, in my opinion, it's a good thing, but it's also a horrible thing. You understand? So it's a good thing in the fact that it has brought a lot of people closer together as far as reuniting people from all over the world. You can call WhatsApp. You can call, have that. Long as you got my number, you can call me in Asia. I'm in bloody Canada, or I'm over in I don't know, Scotland, and I'm down in Australia, and you can just call me like you couldn't do things like that before. You couldn't do things like that before. So I believe technology has brought people uh, more convenience and closer together, and it has been it's a lot of stuff works a lot of easier now. um you also have high tech things that keep your money safe if you got your money in banks and stuff like that, but at the same time it has a downside because as much as it keeps people together, it has tore people apart. It can be your own worst enemy. You can post a video on there that you think is funny, but then to the world it's inappropriate, and you can be uh you could just be ridiculed and bullied and brought down and death mail and all kinds of, all kinds of, you're opening yourself up to the world as well, and to all kinds of different people, and how they perceive you and how they perceive what you're doing. So you have to be very mindful of that. So when you post things on, you can have a mindset like you don't care and post what you want, and that's cool. But if you're a person that has an image, or you want to, you have a platform and you want to present yourself, or you have a last name or a job or somewhere where you want to present yourself a little bit more professional, a little bit more dignity or respect, you might not want to put things like that up on your page. So basically, I'm saying all this down to break it down to the fact that today's youth are not always gonna want to go outside and shake a stick, guys, and be like, "I'm having the best time of my life." You have to understand that we have evolved, we have evolved, and in some ways maybe devolved with the personal relationships, people skills. A lot of times they just want to stay in the house and play video games or be on Facebook or Snapchat and chat. I'm not that old. I'm not the Facebook old. I'm not the Facebook old, the Twitter. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that yes, it has its pros and its cons. Anyway, to say that it's inevitable, right? It's inevitable. You cannot help the fact that technology's here, it's here to stay, and it's only going to get more and more and more advanced as we go along, okay? So the best you can do as parents is do the best job you can do as keeping your child connected, having that ground foundation boundary, I'm not boundary, sorry, that foundation, so whereas they know who they are, where they came from, uh, you know, keeping up with family barbecues and having them come and meet your uncle and hearing old stories and stuff. So it's your job as a parent now to really kind of step up your game a little bit more, to try to, I guess, if you want to say, combat against technology and taking your children. I think you can really need to just step it up a notch. A lot of us are stressed and tired from our jobs and excuse me, ain't no corona. A lot of people are stressed and tired when they come in from the jobs, and the way society is happening, and stressed out in marriages, relationships, all kinds of other things. Might have 3, 4, 5, and 6 and 7 kids, and they got to, the baby daddies, baby mamas. I get it. I get it. It's not easy. I'm not here to say just do it, just step it up. I'm not here to say that, but I'm saying it because we can't sit by and complain about this but not do nothing about it. You know what I mean? Like the ones who are doing anything about it, whatever. I feel if you put in your child the tools to raise them up, when they get older, the word should not depart from them. So train your child up in the way that they should go. And when they get older, they will not depart from the word. Yeah? That still works. God still works. The Bible still works. It's still true. I don't care if it's 2039 AD, future number 2675 point FX. I don't know. I'm just trying to say stuff that's farther in the future. I don't care. God still works. Try him. Train up a child the way you should go. And when they get older, the word will not depart from them. So that just basically means that they'll retain and keep the foundation. Once you give your child a foundation, they can get up older and they can go on social media, they can have friends and do these things. They want to be glued to TV, but at the end of the day, they're gonna remember their place, and they're always gonna come back to that. Right? So don't worry too much. Don't worry too much. Okay? Yes, it's very different from how you came up, but at the same time, you have to, just like in a marriage, you have to appreciate what you both bring to the table and appreciate the times and this. Don't hate these youth, and don't bring so much hate to these children and stuff like this nowadays. There's too much of that in the world. I'm sorry, I'm getting off topic, but I have to say this. It's too much hate in this world, okay? It's already too much hate. We need to start to love one another. Like you love yourself, like you like your Louis, like you like your sporty, flashy cars and stuff like that. Yeah, I said sporty. Like Love, man. Love. Love one another. Love your neighbor. Love your enemy. Let's be bigger. Let's be better. Anybody could roll over and say because he called me a bitch, or he called me an ass, or he called me a, I don't know what these slang words are today, or whatever what they use, but anybody can sit there and say that. Anybody can sit there and they can say that, and you can get big mad. You can get big. That's been done. That's been done before. Do something that ain't been done. As human beings, we're created to change. We were born to evolve and to shapeshift and to change. We wasn't born to just stay the same and die, you know. Changing is inevitable. It's an inevitable thing that's encoded into our DNA. And it just makes me mad that I just have so much love for everyone. I just have so much love for like people I don't even know. I just see, people I see on TV, on social media, different videos and stuff like that, like in my own country and in my community. I just see people and it's already too much hate. These children and these youth don't need no more people hating, saying that the ignorant, that the freaking devil worshippers or the cursed or anything like that. Combat it with love. Combat it. You know. Okay, I kind of got off topic a little bit. I let my emotions run wild a little bit. Please forgive me. Um, youth board and or no outlets. Okay, especially in Bermuda, we don't have a lot of places for things for these youth to do, you know. Like back in the day, we had like community centers and stuff like that. That was fun because back in the day, that was cool. Remember, we didn't have too much of social media. We didn't have too much of we didn't have a whole lot that we knew that we wanted to do. Go into the a community center or something like that with your friends and y'all playing pool cards or what's it called, the little soccer table thing or whatever, foosball, table tennis, and saying I'm the champion and stuff like that. People's outside setting up Rams Papa wheelers on your bikes and hurl him, where you got the bike over up in the air and your boys going like stuff like that. That's cool, and they can still do that. They can still do that, but it's about stepping it up a notch. This island's always, in my opinion, trying to change things to cater to the filthy rich. When you have a problem with your youth, sir, in this island that I think you need to address. Build some arcades. Like you want to copy the States, you want to copy Europe and see other things like that. Take some things away that's positive for our youth. Build a bloody amusement. How much times people's been saying we need a goddamn amusement park here? No, but you took the what's that? The naval annex, and you took that and made what? Rich houses? More housing? Come on. You could have built a whole Bermuda lander. Or Burmy land. Whatever you want to call it. That's a bit lame. But the foreigners it wouldn't be because it's an island. So they're like, ooh, Burmy land. You never been to Burmy land? You could have had a whole thing. We could have themed it, could put Gumby themes on it. It's different rides that we could have had. Could have been different things like Papa Wheelies, like different things that we used to do back in the day, like our marbles or whatever the case is, or whatever we used to do, and we could have made it into like little rides and stuff like that. Try to have solutions. There's arcades, where you get ahead that. Like you go to Chuck E. Cheese and you go to like Old Town down in Florida down there, Main Gate East, Holiday Inn. I used to go every year since I was 2, up until like a teenager. And I just had the best of times. You have the little carnival, little thing, rides. Like you see on movies. Come on, y'all know what I'm talking about. You want to win a teddy bear or what? Win that girl a teddy bear. Honestly. So this stuff like this is what we can do. set up things of sports where if these kids want to go, have camps here, bring the camps here. Use influencers to get big names or whatever to bring football camps here and train up these boys that's got raw talent and raw skill. And they could put them in a rigorous camp and harness that and build them up. And they would have support here in the Island. It's about taking things up a notch. Like, these are just some things that I'm sure that in my head, that just popped into my head to say, what we can do with the youth and stuff like that. Leisure Time closed on. They had a perfect opportunity to make a whole sweet launch. You could have had Xbox and PlayStation. You could even have a versus against that, or whatever the case is, as far as like where youth, or not even just youth, people, period, could come there and you guys could have like game wars on the thing. Make it a thing. If they like the game or whatever the case is, maybe they can do those things. They can go to those places and you charge a cover fee or whatever the case. You have refreshments, drinks, food, cater to it like that, bathrooms, all that stuff like that. And you could play certain games and ones with the higher scores and all that, and then be recorded. You could get your earn airtime on a YouTube or something like that there, and play, get a chance to play in the big leagues or something like that. And if parents are worried about, but they play it at home. Well, if they go there, tell them, oh, you go there with so and so and Susie and Jesse and all the mothers, Shaquiqua, Niquas and John, all them people. When you come home, you can't play this. Make a rule like that. You know what I mean? Like, that's Leisure Time had a perfect thing to do it like that. Or you couldn't even, people nowadays more in this island are more entertainment involved. So you could have like this thing they're doing with versus. Have a versus. Have a versus type of thing. They could even have that a night with that or two on at a place. You could rent out and someone could renovate it and make it and have a versus a night, like the Leisure Time thing. Like one night it could be like versus, or on the weekend it's the versus battle, and it's like people could rap. You could have the rapping battles and stuff like that. It don't have to be too intense and get too violent, but you could just certain things like that. Even dance battles. A lot of these people. My brother Denzel, my younger brother. Yes, that's my little bro. Big up to Denzi, just did that messy video, had Aunt Mo in there, and Baby Sinclair was in there, and India, right? India. And everybody else just doing their thing. All the dancers, everybody was amazing. It was amazing. And we need to support more things like that. You could have been and have like different dance battles. Like, that's just that's bomb, that's fire. I used to love watching you guys served and like wish that people in Bermuda were more like that, like would like to do things like that. Let me tell you something. You don't know what people want until you present things, and then people come out of nowhere, and you find all this talent and all these people that would like it, or you just have spectators that want to go and support people. Come on, like it's so much things that's in my head that can just come out and be like, yo, why don't we try to do this? Why don't we try to do this? Like, everyone has got money for everything luxurious and everything else, but then when it comes to like little things to invest into the people, they're like, I know we ain't got no money for that. No, it's not in the budget. It's not in the budget this year. We don't have that. Forget all that. You do have it. You don't want to do it because it don't benefit you, and you don't give a shit about the youth. Some of you do, some of you don't, and it's sad. I just feel like if you're gonna complain about stuff and complain about the youth and gang violence or whatever, do something about it. Our culture lacks, I feel. I feel that a lot of, since from way, way back, since way back, Bermuda doesn't really have a culture. Again, this is my opinion, and I can have my opinion, please. Bermuda lacks a culture. We don't have a culture. It's not strong enough. It's not strong like Jamaican culture, which is what a lot of these young guys pick up, and unfortunately, it's most of the bad stuff. Which is normally what people would gravitate towards with young people. The stuff that's the gangster stuff, or the stuff that looks rude and it's appeasing to them. Okay, so but like Jamaica, they are proud and they have a very strong culture. And if you were born there, you know exactly who you are. You know exactly what your foundation is. I feel like in Bermuda, we don't really have a strong foundation. It's not strong enough. We can't come from Gumbays. That's not even ours. It's more of a Trinidad island thingy. Crawfish and potato ain't ours. It's English or something. Okay, so it's like I'm trying to think of what else. What else? Okay, yeah, when it was you could talk about back in the day when people had respect and we used to leave our door open and anybody could come and take a cup of sugar and it was just you couldn't do these things and or you had to go to church. Where's the culture? That's not culture. I mean, come on, like where's the culture? Hmm? Who are we? We've never been real people. So you know what we do? We bite off of the England, we bite off of America, we bite off the Jamaicans and the Trinis and the Bajans and everybody else, and we put it together and we find out all the things that because we like this because we don't have nothing to come. We don't come from nothing. There's not strong enough. There's no essence enough to where we say where we come from as Bermudian. What can you say and go in the world and say that as Bermudian we have this or whatever besides a loquat tree? I'll wait. Right? So I'm not trying to bash the island. Please don't get my passion with how I'm talking get mixed up for anger or irritated. I'm very passionate about what I speak in, and that's why I pick the topics that I pick because I'm very passionate about these things. And the youth needs outlets. We need better outlets, and our culture growing up is just not provided that. Okay, I think the culture thus far has catered to more of a when you talk about pack racing and different things. Not every boy was pack racing. Not every boy's gonna want to do that. Not every boy wants to be a gangster and be a thug. Not every girl wants to be the it girl or popular, or be synthetic and want to be like a video vixen. You know, some of them have other things that they want to do. So I think the culture back in the day only catered to a cookie cutter man and a cookie cutter woman. And if you didn't fit the millionaire, you were still outcasted back in the day. Where's the culture? There's no culture. There's no culture. So I just think as far as this goes, that guys, I really think that we need to really think about how to move from her. It's easy to bash. It's easy to sit her in front of a camera and say this and say that. But one person can't do it alone. It has to be a collaborative community of people coming together to really want to do something. Maybe we could do something like that, and show the government that we really mean business for our kids because our kids are being lost to street violence and they're being lost to uh social media influences and they're just it's taken over everything, and you feel that your children's lost and everyone's going down the gutter and every child's going in the trash and stuff, and I don't feel that they are. I don't feel totally that they are. I feel that they're a different generation. They think different. They want different things. They break molds. They go over thresholds and barriers that were once set up in place that you thought that would never be broken, but humans were born to change, evolve, be different, elevate, and I'm not trying to say it's all your perspective. Okay, if you feel that social media is all bad as a parent, 'cause I'm a parent too. My daughter goes 13 next year. Okay, so she's been in the social media realm and TikTok and all of that stuff like that. So I know how it feels because I'm having that battle now. And I just stay focused. I pray. I pray a lot. I pray about it a lot. I pray for her covering. I pray for things about her uh, every day and every night. You know, that's how I fight my battles because I can't tackle it in the physical. In the physical realm, meaning obviously just like that in the physical. I can't attack every person or boy that she might like or attack every damn thing. And some of you dads are sitting there, yes I can, yes I can. Number one, my daughter doesn't live with me. She's in a whole other country. So I physically cannot do that. So even still, if we wanted to, I just feel like I said, you give them structure, you give them guidance, you give them foundation and somewhere to plant their feet firm, and train them up how you would want them to go. When they get older, they might do what they want to do, but they will always come back. Most of them come back. You have to keep praying. You have to keep fighting in the spiritual realm, because that's what this is all about. It's not about seeing and just touching intangible things and believing that. There's a war that's going on that's spiritual. There's good and there's evil. And so you have to keep your children. We need to keep these youth covered in prayer. And we don't need to cease. We need to continue to pray every single day, twice a day, 3 times a day. When it hits you, when you feel like, I think I need to pray. When it's leaving to go to work, when it's leaving to go to school, when she's getting on the bus, saying goodbye and see you later, love you. When they're out with their friends, when you buy that new bike, or they get in the car with their friends, or they take a trip somewhere with their friends, pray, cover them, cover them. Because there's forces and spirits out there that are evil that want to see your child 6 feet under, right? And if you don't know about these things, they could easily be taken. And you wonder why, oh, this influence sways them or pulls them this way. It's spirits battles. It's battling with spirits. You understand? So you have to combat the bad ones with good ones. So you send out prayers, and that sends angels soaring, shooting, covering your children, surrounding them, wings, antimentium metal, whoosh, 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 whoosh. Just pow, 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 pow. Matrix, blocking all the attacks from the enemy. Just poof, going. Can't get to him. Can't get to him. You know why? Because you're praying and you're covering your child. That's your seed. That's your investment. And you want to see the child grow to be amazing and great and do these good things or whatever, and not fall by the wayside and not get caught up in social media too much to where they lose themselves. Then pray for your kids. Pray for the youth for this island. Pray for these so-called bad mind children. And I know some of these children have very raw, hard upbringings and stuff like that. I understand that. But it's nothing prayer can be. So guys, I'm gonna leave now. I'm gonna take my leave. I'm gonna take my leave. I just want to leave you with this: that let's pray for the youth in this island, and let's maybe start a community group or something that we can get together and uh, shovel ideas around, and then maybe pitch it to the government or something like that. I don't know if it will work or won't work, but it's worth a try. It's worth a try. Instead of just sitting around and doing nothing, I can record videos all day, and I hope that on my platform that it reaches someone. I pray now that it reaches someone in the parliament or someone of power that's able to do something about this, or even just put a bug or a word or whisper in someone's ear about these positive ideas that we juggle today. Yeah. So you know, I know today's one wasn't as friendly, like not friendly, but it wasn't as funny or like because I get real passionate about stuff like that, especially youth, because I hate to see innocence being taken away from someone at such a young age before they even know before they even know what life is. You know what I mean? It's not right and it's not fair. Like I said, the animals out there, man, and it's running around like a lion, and we need to be covered and we need to be prayed up. And yeah. So, all right, family, it's been real as always, a pleasure, and thanks for stopping by. Don't be a stranger. Okay. Until next time, blessings, and remember, you have been in the cut with your boy, OG Ush. Holla at me, guys. Love you guys, man. Have a good one.